Well, hello there, beautiful rays of light. Thank you for joining me on the Hill Spot podcast. I am Nikei S Salas, your host, spiritual guide, well-being educator, and all-around inspiration giver. This is about promoting healing. We want to promote healing so we can live better. When we are doing better, we are able to enjoy our lives. And how do we do this? We do this by positively affecting the different aspects of the self, whether that be mentally, physically, emotionally, and the spirit. The spirit loves that. It goes along for the ride. So make sure you subscribe so you can be notified of upcoming videos and life teachings. Thank you for joining me. Peace and blessings. So in today's Hill Spot podcast, I want to shine the light on my beautiful mother, Shirley Thomas Moore, which has departed from this earthly realm in her physical state in March 2022. March the 16th to be exact. See, my mom had battled cancer, yes, but I do not want to summarize my mom's life as to sickness because she was more than that. Her beautiful soul that still I know lives on this planet, her essence has been, still resounds, reverberates through me and other people that she loved. But again, she was more than that. And that's why I want to take this time to share some of beautiful Shirley Thomas Moore. So my mom had me at the young age of 15. I was her first child and her only daughter. My mom had me in a time where she was still adolescent, but thrust into being a woman. And often we might take on these positions, these different roles, responsibilities in life, but it takes time to grow into them, right? And sometimes our mind and our emotions don't catch up, right? So with that, me and my mom at sometimes had a tumultuous relationship, but it's okay because I say it's more tumultuous on my side because if anything that I know now is that I did not understand my mom. I did not come into the fullness of that understanding into the recent years. My mom, to know her is to know no matter what, even though she had been a young mother, a single mother, my mom would still work. If she was not working the job that she had and retired from at a assembly plant, she was doing other things. Not only jobs, but just working for other people. My mom was always trying to put herself in people's lives to show that she cared. And again, like I said, if anything that I understand now, that was my mom, again, trying to fit the role or catch up to the role emotionally and mentally for what she did not may have known early on in her years and probably still didn't know when she left this physical realm. Though we are on this earth for whatever time, we may not get 100% of all the lessons of all of what we're supposed to do down here, but still put in the effort to do our best, right? And again, with the understanding of who my mom was to love her for that anyway. Might not have agreed with it, might not have liked it, but again, to love her still. To piggyback on me saying that our relationship was tumultuous, well, it was tumultuous was because, again, my mom was a young mother and trying to, or not trying, or putting forth her best effort of what she was at that time. And me expecting her to be what I wanted her to be. But I feel now that she did not know or did not fully understand my expectation from her. But then again, who am I to put all these expectations on her, on another person, and they can only give what they are able to give. You know, again, with that, my mom being a young mom, I became a young mom at a young age too, at 15. So my mom had to take on being a grandmother at a young age. And that's a lot that goes on, or that is the seed of, or the seeds of the reasons why my mom became a young mom. There's reasons why I became a young mom. But even so, the way that it played out, I feel that I know that she was doing her best at where she was. You know, going back to us being in roles and responsibilities and not having the know-how, not having the maturity, that's even a better word, to fit the role, to know how to lead in it in the best way, goes for a lot of us, right? Me included. Because this podcast is not only, yes, sharing stories of real people overcoming different situations in their life to help you, whoever's that's listening, to help promote you, encourage you into your healing. But this podcast was also designed for me to release and to give you my stories of what made me who I am today, the good and the bad. And some might say that this was good, and I might say that that was bad, or vice versa, but it all worked out for the best. And it works out for the best for us when we understand that things will not always be the way we expect them to be. But if we are keeping this in mind and saying this outwardly to the divine universe, God, that please, I ask you, I know that you will, that you are working out everything for the best of me, then we can have a more, how should I say, be more accepting of how things turn out, and can look back on them as I am doing today of the lessons I have learned from my mom. My mom has, our relationship has evolved. I think about her every day now, whereas before I would think about her occasionally, physically talk to her occasionally, but now we talk every day because I know that my mom has been transformed into a different stage in her life, because this is my knowing. My knowing is that we never die because the spirit is eternal, right? And with knowing that, understanding that, accepting that, we know that the different stages that we even go through physically are helping, not, or should be helping us individually, hopefully helping others, but also helping us mature spiritually. My mom's passing, my mom's transformation into the spiritual world has made me closer to her. And I know that might be hard for a lot of people to take in, because again, this is my understanding, this is my knowing, this is how I deal with how things are, because that's how they are. We can't bring back our loved ones that have departed from the physical realm. But honestly, they never leave us, you all, because in those memories, again, whether it be good or bad, they are still with us, right? And when we choose to reflect, to bring up the memories that are best for our soul, and I'm hoping that you have many of them. But even if we were to reflect on the quote unquote bad ones, we have to say to ourselves, that's what it was. I can't change what it was. but did it help me to be who I am today? And I can only speak for myself that the so-called bad situations have helped me to be who I am. You know, if me and my mom's relationship was not tumultuous, I would not be the self-starter that I am. You know, with my mom, again, working different jobs and having several businesses and being busy with that, could she have been less busy? Yes. But again, maybe that was part of her life and it wasn't on her. It wasn't exactly for her to stop doing that, but to be that, to show me of how to be a self-starter, how to create and be a business owner. So again, I choose to take the good from it and not focus so much in the bad, or even if I remember the bad, I still say, well, it still worked out for my good. Because of that, I think like Shirley does, where, okay, if I'm doing this over here, I'm creating this, then this is what else I want to create. And I have watched my mom do that much of her life. Even at times when I would say to her, okay, you need to calm down on the working. She had one of her businesses that she had before she, again, part of this physical realm. I would call her, yeah, what are you doing? And she'll call me, what are you doing? And she would tell me, oh, you know, I'm here checking up on this place, that place, because she had a cleaning business. I say, well, can't you just calm down with the working for a little bit? She's like, oh, well, you know, I got to do this. I'm like, okay. Because we're not supposed to make nobody do nothing, right? All we can do is encourage and wish the best for them. But that's up for them to choose or decide for their own life. Again, expectations, right? And a lot of times when we put these expectations and sometimes these very high expectations on people, whereas sometimes we got to ask ourselves, where is it coming from? Is this just because this is what I want for me? This is what I want this person to do for me? Or are we really saying this from a place of love, right? Where we care about that person and we want the best for that person. And I think that that's something that we should all do, you know, which is self-reflection. When we are making these choices, these decisions in our life, especially when it comes to others, ask yourself, am I saying this? Am I doing this because I really want this for me, or I want this for the best of our relationship, or better yet, for the best of them? Because what may be working for the best of someone else may not work for you. And we have to learn how to be okay with that. And you know, like, who really wants their mom to leave in this physical realm? None of us, right? But even so, it happens, right? Or it has happened to me, and you know, it has happened to other people. So we learn to change how we feel about it, because we can, and that's what I have decided to do. You know, because I have had a different understanding of how the body works, right? Of our time down here, and definitely with a deeper knowing, understanding of how the spirit works, and that being divine source God, that none of us are promised to be in this earthly body forever, right? So when that happens, when a person transitions, because I, again, do not believe no one never dies. The spirit is eternal and it is immersed back into the eternal one, spirit, God, source, universe, and that the body, this earthly home, is given back to its source, to the earth. We can accept better of what has happened and move on in a better way of how the relationship changed, because me and my mom's relationship has changed, where we talk and commune with each other and feel each other still. You know, when a woman carries a baby, this creation, this life growing in her womb, there's a connection, there's a bond that is created. And it is even in different scientific research that these cells of the baby still exist in the mother after the baby is born. And I believe that is one of the reasons why mothers can still feel their children. I know for myself, when different situations, because of my different understanding now, I didn't have this understanding even early on in my life. I have come to this understanding, I want to say maybe within the last 10 years or so, that when I really go into deep meditation and I remove different distractions, that I connect deeper, stronger with my spirit and to the divine source, which is the one, my antennas, my receptors become more sensitive in a good way, where I can feel people, and that includes my children now. And before, if I reflect on different things, I'd be like, oh, okay, so maybe this is why my body was feeling this way and that way when different situations were going on. Now I know, I understand what they are, what they mean now. And I know that that's what's going on with me and my mother. That I still feel her, not only biologically, but within my spirit, in my spirit, because she is still connected to my spirit. Just like we all are connected, right? Because we are all a body. We are different bodies, all of one body down here on this earth, but all of that is still of the bigger body, the universe, which is divine source God. And again, when we allow ourselves to deepen that connection and allow, so our receptors become more sensitive in a good way, so we can receive, the good stuff, and even the stuff that's not so beneficial, we know what it is. We have higher discernment, right? That we can move through our lives better. We can have an exchange of the different emotions, the releasing a lot of non-beneficial emotions, whether it be worry, doubt, depression, anxiety, and allow those higher emotions that can vibrate, reverberate through our bodies and help to go through others. That's what we should be doing, right? That's what we all should be doing. So again, going back to my mother, that's how our relationship has evolved. It's in a higher state because she is totally connected to the one. And I feel her. I know she still feels me. Her essence is everywhere, not only in my soul, but in the soul of others that she has loved. And I encourage you, if you are dealing with the loss of a parent, if you are willing to accept the transformation of the relationship and allow it to be better, allow it to mature, the person never leaves you. And your relationship with yourself and with that person that has departed from the physical realm but is still in the spiritual realm will always be there for you. You can always feel that love, always. So again, I thank you for joining me in this time and this space. I am Nikei S Salas, your spiritual guide, your well-being educator, your holistic life coach. I love you, Mom. I love you, beautiful Shirley. This is dedicated to you. Until the next time, you all. Take care. Bye.